Good afternoon, everybody, my fellow panelists, and all of you sitting here. I'm Jayshree, and some 13 years back, I began teaching one child from my house, and today I teach more than 5,000 children of Jaipur. And we had a national record of children making it to IIT 2 years back, for which the Chief Minister was kind enough to congratulate us personally. Today's topic, the 21st century schools. I think it's the new millennium. There's a technology revolution. It's glaring, it's staring on our faces. And if we don't take note, we surely will be losers. Imagine your kindergarten children. They're going to retire by 2070. Just imagine the world, what it would be like. If you reflect back, 5 years back, the world has changed so drastically and so quickly. But we in the education sector have not changed. We have not evolved. Today the world is diverse, it's complex. There are issues of health and poverty, of terrorism, of population explosion which need to be addressed more than any science and math that we teach children. We need relevant education today. We need education that empowers children to think critically. We want education that will make a difference in this world. What are the skills for the 21st century? What are those that we need to develop amongst children? I think communication that is articulate. Collaborative work, when you don't feel it's only me, I. It's all of us together, collectively, when we can work. It is also critical thinking, when we can analyze. It's important. We also need to adapt ourselves, be agile, and of course, use analytical skills. Today, it's a digital learner. Even your 3-year-old will know how to operate a computer. We need schools that are Wi-Fi. We need schools that can go onto the internet and collect information. Today, curriculum and resources are available almost free of cost everywhere. That's not what we need to emphasize. A teacher's role is not the role that she's the one who's going to be in part and the others are going to listen. We don't want an active teacher and passive children. We need active children. Children who work alongside teachers. Teacher is just a tutor, a motivator, a facilitator. Unfortunately, the teacher takes on a role larger than what she should do. एक बागबान बन सकते हैं. You can manure a plant, but don't trim it. Don't take it to the direction that you want them to go. They are unique individuals. We need to respect them. We need to understand them. उनकी दिल की धड़कन हमको सुननी चाहिए. उनकी आँखों के सपने हमको दिखने चाहिए. We should be able to identify their talents and gently just push them in that direction. That is what the new millennium schools should be like. I have a simplicit faith that we need to change, we need to evolve. The curriculum that we presently follow was done in the 19th century after the Industrial Revolution. It was industry specific. There was scientific management. But that's not what we need today. We need to change. And we need a very drastic change. Whenever we are pushed into a change, we resist it, absolutely and most angrily. This can't happen. What's wrong with us? Sure, there's nothing wrong with us, but something better could have been with us. We could have done a lot more than what we are doing today. It's great to take pride in your own self, in your own country. It's good to be rooted to tradition, but ready to embrace the world. The world is flat now. We need a global classroom. The classrooms that we sit in a teacher and students on desks. That's not the space children should be given. It's high time we change this concept of education. When we memorize facts, it does very little for our children. What we need to instill in our children is critical thought process. It is not memorization of facts. That's not real life. We need to understand that the more we give our children freedom of thought, the better they will evolve. All the people who've been geniuses, you can't chain them. And let's not try to chain our children. Whether it was Einstein that we've been seeing his pictures in this day today, he was called mad. But he had a freedom of thought. And all those who have freedom of thought are going to produce something brilliant. And that's what we need today. Let's compare the classrooms that exist and what should exist. It cannot be teacher-centric. It has to be student-centric. Students need to sit in groups. Students need to work collaboratively. Students need to participate. We don't want memory, we want research. We want experiential learning. Learning where you take part in whatever you are learning. You will remember it all your life. Why do we remember the Ramayana and the Mahabharata and the Krishna? Because we've heard stories, we've seen enactments, we've seen films. So we remember them, we recall them. Why is it so difficult for us to recall facts that we memorized? We are bound to forget. However hard you try, you are going to forget them. So do things which involves joy, which involves happiness, which gives you freedom. Our assessments are something that pains me again. There's one teacher who keeps assessing kids. Can that shift happen? Why can't children assess themselves? Their peers can assess them. The public can assess them. And that can happen when there isn't an assessment only on print. The assessments can't or should not happen only with a pen and paper. They can do dramatics. They can make films. They should be doing projects. In real life, we never work alone. In industry, at home, when we're working for another company, we always work collectively. But we don't want to instill this culture in school. We have each child sitting separately and doing work. It doesn't help. We need to work together. We need groups. And we learn from each other. Today, if we enhance our classrooms with technology, it's going to be a virtual world. You can actually know your geography by just visiting a country. You'd know it all. You can participate just being there. We forget a book is not enough. That's not the only resource. Resources can be plenty. And we need to give access to children of that environment. They need to explore. It's got to be exploration. I think all of us are in collision. The policymakers, the educators, the parents, and children. We feel we're doing very well. We're not. We can do a lot better than what we are doing today. There's a huge, wide world. We need to connect with people. We need to work as one community. We need to be compassionate. We need to have the have-nots with us. We need to have the challenged children in regular classes. We need to empower each other. We need to sensitize each other. We need to feel for each other. That's the only way forward. The only way that we can impact the coming years is to work together, It's nice to be humbled by others. We need to do that. It's important. I've always believed that if education has to be meaningful, then it has to evolve, and evolve as fast as this world is evolving. The moment you slouch back and say, we are good, we don't need to change. No, we need to change. We need to hold each other's hand and take everybody forward. We're doing the national curriculum, the CBSE, and we're doing also the international curriculum of the IB. And I see it, and I feel it. There's a lot more joy when you give freedom to children, when you help them to learn themselves. It's far more exciting, it's far more meaningful. Take in the best practices from the world, take in the Indian diligence, and take in the Western creativity. And that's the way forward. Thank you.